Tuesday. Welcome to a brand new episode of Trainwreck Tonight. We are 25 episodes away from 200. I'm your host, Degenerate Al. We got Maniac in the building tonight. Show sponsor, Mazda Electric.
Folks, considering a residential or commercial electrical project, then consider our friends at Mazda Electric, 716-698-2711. From new house wiring, main service upgrades to troubleshooting issues, Mazda Electric, licensed and insured all over Erie County. Mention Trainwreck Sports or say this train never stops and get a free house surge protector with every service upgrade. Mazda Electric, 716-698-2711.
And we have two very special guests tonight making their first ever appearance on Trainwreck Tonight, the Baglinis. It sounds like there could be one more. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hey, thanks for having us. It feels like, there's so many things that we've done over the past 6 years that I feel like inaugurate us into Western New York. This is one of them. It took 6 years, but this is like a bucket list item to be on the show.
It's a big one. I love this. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no problem. We're hitting 4 years in September. Not a lot of people know that about us, but our
Awesome.
4-year anniversary will be in September, and that was when, what was that, the 5-day season, Maniac?
It's my longest relationship outside of Xbox, so I mean, it's good to have a steady thing going here in quarantine, and I'm thankful for this train, and very thankful for our guests for putting a train behind them to make us feel right at home here. Yes, sir.
Yay! I was trying to think of something to do. Since it's quarantine, you can't have a housewarming party. I can't make a fun cake for you guys, so I drew this train.
You make fun cake?
No, I don't. I'm a good baker, though.
Cheers. That's a sign of just, like, the peak relationship, constantly learning stuff about each other, even if you're making it up. It's been great. It's been great. You're an Xbox guy? Yeah, remember when we were talking about Fortnite? I consulted you on the storm, being a weather guy? Oh, yeah. I love that. Hey, if they die in the storm, I win. And that's fair game. When I watch the montages, like, that's the kind of thing they're going for anyways. Like, they want to trap you in the storm. It's the most humiliating way to lose the 1-2 matchup. It's the worst. I think I've been on the wrong end of that a couple of times. Oh, I've been on the wrong end way more than I've been on the good end.
So, a lot of video game talk later. That's going to happen for sure.
But put it to the back seat. Oh, yeah.
Fresh off vacation with baby Matthew at the beach. How is baby life?
Well, it is. We're 9 months into it now.
Let's go!
Wow.
I mean, this photo shoot, I mean, you would think, like, the Pope was making an appearance at the beach. This was very sought-after photos. And talk to us about these eyelashes. What kind of product is he using? How much work does he give on them in the morning? Because people on Twitter are just going nuts.
It is genetic from this guy. Opinions?
He has to chime in. I like it. This is the first time a baby has ever chimed in. And to be honest, some would say as far as Trainwreck Tonight goes, this is probably one of our most productive interactions we've had on the show in 175 episodes. I love it. I think it's the only thing he got from me is the eyelashes.
Yeah.
Long eyelashes. And he's got your skin, your hair, your face, everything. He's got my gender and my eyelashes.
Yep, that's about it.
Gender and eyelashes. Talk about going strong into 2020.
Yep.
But not Brady. We did the beach for the first time, the pool for the first time.
A lot of firsts.
Yeah, he was a champ. He ate, I think, only one fistful of sand.
Only one. Yep.
Pretty good.
Yep. Dropped everything. Did try to drink some salt water, but caught that in the act.
Drank a lot more pool water.
A lot of pool water.
You like that.
In his system.
You like that. But, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right.
So we did okay.
And apparently the clean products in pools kill coronavirus, so, maybe Matthew has, like, an insane immune system now.
Could be.
Yeah, and you said, 9 months now? I mean, quarantine kind of happened at a perfect time, right? Now you can have one person at home to watch the baby at least, right? You're not paying for daycare or any of that.
It was really nice when this all first started going down because we had a schedule change for a while that enabled both of us to be at home a little more, with a little more, like, each of us being able to be hands-on and not one of us alone. That's kind of gone back to normal at this point, but we now have a better fun thing. So because we're, essential workforce, we still are going into the building and stuff, and we basically have an opposite schedule, unfortunately, because of that.
So I'm glad we were able to make this work. But, no, I mean, I always feel so bad.
saying this because this has been a terrible time for so many people. But I guess if this is going to happen at some point in his life, it's good that it's happening right now. He's not in school. He's kind of too young to really, be missing too much. So at least we're lucky in that regard.
And there you see, folks, teamwork, making the dream work right there. Very interesting. That's all I'll say. I mean, obviously, it's been a great story to follow. And who can forget that early highlight of quarantine? Of course, I'm talking about the Alan Pergament article. Why haven't Bagley and Brecker been together on the same shift? I mean, I can't even imagine the excitement and the adrenaline that was rushing through his veins when he was hacking that one out of his typewriter. Shout out to the Pergament brand. I feel like he was probably like Thanos with the Infinity Stones when he hit publish. But, I mean, obviously, working different shifts, taking, kind of solo shots as a parent. Like, what's the communication like when one of you's home with the baby? Is it like 3 to 5 texts a day, or is it 3 to 5 texts an hour?
Somewhere in between.
Okay.
I feel like we both go dark sometimes based on what's going on, like Matthew's being a handful or if Andrew's on his own doing all the shows. But I think the updates are typically like, I don't know, what am I allowed to say and what am I not allowed to say on the show?
I would
You literally say whatever you want. Pause the electric. They give us their full support.
Okay.
We go dark for opposite reasons. If I'm not hearing from her, I can assume that she's got her hands full and Matthew's being a terror. If she doesn't hear from me, it's because he's being great, he's taking a nap, and I'm playing video games.
Yes.
Two ends of the spectrum. Okay. They say opposites attract, so the going dark thing. You know what? I'm going to give you guys, I'm kind of like a Dr. Phil when it comes to baby-parent communication. All you got to do is ITT, in the trench. And that's the Matthew trench. We got our full dedication to him, and it's just 3 letters to let him know what's going on.
Sometimes I leave for taking grenades in the trench, though. I feel bad about that.
No grenades. You're going to dive on those, Baglini. We're going to get you Captain America-ing before you know it.
I like it.
I think we've discovered that I have a little more patience, but I have more patience.
That's right. Someone's got to be Frank Gore and someone's got to be Devin Singletary.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. She's Frank Gore. I think Matthew's Singletary. He's getting fast now, crawling like crazy. He's going everywhere.
Are you the ball guy on the sideline, like running up, like got it right here?
Yeah. I'm trying to think what I am.
You're McDermott. Great job, guys.
I'm on the side.
Yep.
Great
job. Great diaper change. It wasn't our best, but we got through it. Great job.
We did it. It works.
I love that comparison. That's hilarious.
So, Andrew, outside of video games, in quarantine, what is your favorite activity without a screen?
Without a screen?
Wow. I don't know.
Without a screen.
Take it easy.
Uh-oh.
I mean, fair. I mean, hey, he's a meteorologist, okay, weather person. I tell him, he needs a screen. It's like a fish out of water.
We take a lot of walks. Actually, what? Cooking. Oh, cooking. I was like, yeah, I'll take a cookie. Are you offering me a cookie? We got cookies. Yeah, no, we've been cooking a lot. I love cooking. That's probably my favorite activity without a screen. I was going to say the other activity I got into with the screen is trading stocks, like penny stocks, because we ran a story on the news tonight about how like 3 million millennials got into trading penny stocks and day trading during quarantine. I was one of those people. So that's been fun. I'm not trading a lot of money, but it's been fun. It's like I love gambling. I never gamble big stakes, but I love gambling. So this has kind of filled that void when I'm not able to make. I've been trading penny stocks.
Wow, so you're a big sports gambler?
No, I'm more of a craps player.
Okay.
I'm trying to get into sports gambling, actually.
I feel like you bet the pass line.
Yeah, I mean, I do the odds.
It's basically betting against everybody. Most likely, everybody at that crabs table is going to lose. So why not bet against them? If I could bet against the public on a sports bet, like if I could get a hedge fund of fading the public on a day on a slate of sports bets, I would take that in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I like that. But then it makes it kind of awkward at the table in general. But
so you're saying if you go to
quiet, take your money.
So if you go to the casino, it's no doubt you're going to the craps table every time.
Yeah, if I can make it in there, absolutely. If it's not too crowded.
Not as awkward as the looks I get when I stay on 16. I like to play cautious.
All right.
Oh my gosh! But like the hole's going through me. I just getting crushed. Like people think I should be removed from the casino because I want to stay on 16. I'm sorry.
No, I kind of do the same thing. Honestly, I let the dealer bust.
Yes, man. Let the dealer beat me. I'd rather be beaten than beat myself.
Yeah. I've only done blackjack a couple of times. We actually went to a casino on our honeymoon
In Aruba?
and you were up like $20 and you walked away, and and you were the winner that night.
I'm content with small wins because I hate losing money.
Yeah.
So I'll pull out and play it safe. And I think you got robbed in Aruba.
No, yeah. So it was like I was up like $60. I was like, this is great, and then. One bad hand, two bad hands, three bad hands, and then suddenly I'm like, you know what? Let's just put it all in there. Let's put our money back. And I was out of money in an instant. And then she was up $20. She held that over me the rest of the trip. She just kept carrying her $20 bill around. She's like, what do I do with this?
It sounds like Erica made a financial statement early in the marriage. Like I'm gonna be dominating in that regard.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's smarter.
Accurate.
And there's a couple things about Buff Creek right now that people are complaining about. I got to bring it up. One, no booze, so no one's allowed to drink.
Right.
I'm okay with that. I don't go to the
That was a
casino.
big story today. I mean, like Cuomo was saying, it's not about drinking at the bars. It's only about food to open these restaurants. I mean, it's a big topic across the state right now, for sure.
Yeah, and I'm okay. I don't go to the casino to get booze. The second thing about Buff Creek that's amazing, no smoking inside. I used to have to bring a separate change of clothes in the car so my girlfriend didn't know I was there. And now I can go there, good to go. It smells beautiful. I don't have to work. It used to stink. It used to give me a headache.
My grandma loves playing at Seneca Niagara, so when it's not like this, I would typically go there at least once a week, if not every other week, and watch her play. And when she's losing, the smoke is bad for my lungs, and I got to get out of there. And when she's winning, this is great. You're so glad you're here, staying with me. So it's very funny. It's a big talking point.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Honestly, the smoke is tough. And a couple of times that we would go together, just like play some slots or something. Erica would always say, could we go to the non-smoking section? Yeah, we can. You still kind of smell the smoke, and there's way less slots to play there. But
and for me personally, smells get trapped in this hair. There's a lot of it. It absorbs.
You know what's up.
The smells stick.
You guys got pretty much the same hair.
In this kind of hair.
Look at that.
You've never known true fear until you wake up and you're choking on your own hair. That's all I'm saying. Like you think like you've had obstacles in life, or the worst is if you do a cough out and then you do the inhale in and the hair is on top of your thing, so then you like breathe in, and then you're stuck because you just took a breath in and you're already choking on your arm. I'm telling you, panic. The hair is a big deal.
Speaking of which, does a lot of hair come out in the shower for you, Zach? That's like a constant battle my entire life.
To be honest, I did not notice. Like I thought like I just had scraggly looking homeless hair and that this is what I was gonna have to deal with. But then no, I had an individual, so I'm not allowed to cut my hair until the Sabres make the playoffs, the Bills win a home playoff game, or UB wins the MAC title, which is still getting delayed, but look who's not complaining. Look who's not complaining about the dates getting delayed and not trying to weasel his way out of it. Wow, credit to me, kudos to me. But yeah, so obviously, it was like there were scraggly dead ends here. So basically, he just ran a brush down, and so much was coming out. I was disgusted with myself.
That'll happen.
I was repulsed. I'm repulsive.
So, Erica, I had to ask you. You're from New Jersey. We're talking about casinos.
Yes.
How's the boardwalk in Atlantic City?
I'm actually going to pass that one off to Andrew, to be honest, because he, being from Philly and South Jersey, I think frequents a lot more athletics than I ever did.
What's up, Matt? What do you think?
Andrew just can't wait to hit Ron John's surf shop in May.
Okay, I'm Ron John's surf shop. He's
Okay.
Where's the original Ron John? Is that LBI?
It's LBI.
All right.
Yes. LBI is legit.
Original Ron
Golf course and water park Evan.
Yeah, right.
That's right. Green Village.
Yeah, so I grew up going to Ocean City. My family would always go there. My mom loves to go to Atlantic City. Every year for her birthday, she goes there. She loves to play the slots and get the giant nachos at Margaritaville. That's just like her go-to thing. It makes her the happiest. I love it. So every year we would go to the Atlantic City Boardwalk, and we'd mostly just go for the casinos. It's it's not my favorite boardwalk. It's fine, but the city itself, I hope to see brighter days for it.
Exactly, Matt.
Really? So yeah, that's a place I've never been to. Maniac, I'm not sure if you've been there, but like I've always wanted to visit it. But Andrew, I feel like I hear the same feedback. It's like, it's okay. It's not like going to Vegas.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's lost a lot of its luster over the past decade. It's got a nice. It's got a couple. Boardwalk's nice. There's some nice areas, but
I think it's a little sad looking, like parts of the U.S. side of Niagara Falls.
Yeah, it's like imagine if you took a really nice beach and boardwalk and you multiplied it by like 2012 Buffalo before the Renaissance. Like things are a little like beat up in areas. They don't look as glamorous as they should. I actually have been to like the boardwalk area. I was there in the late '90s. Most people know this, but I grew up in Buffalo. My parents moved across the state because my dad got a job in New York City. We lived in Summit, New Jersey for 2 years. So yeah, okay. Northern Jersey. Shout out Tony Soprano. Where's Zach Rial's at? Of course you don't ruin my segue, Erica, just because there's no teleprompter. Erica Brecker is also from New Jersey. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, no. So I lived there for 2 years, and yeah, the beach, it was awesome. My oldest memory was that they had like kids arcades basically set up like exactly like the casinos. Like there were slot machines for like the kids casinos.
Get me up.
And one time I got like the biggest bucket, and I handed it to my mom, and she dropped it, and there were like 40 people around, and just tokens everywhere. And like, luckily she like kind of like, when like a human can move a car, like in like a super strength like scenario, like she bordered out, like she boxed out 35 people simultaneously while I like scooped it into the bucket and got it back. But yeah, hopefully, like you said, LBI, that boardwalk area, hopefully it does see better days because it's a great spot.
Yeah, LBI and Ocean City are both fantastic. It's Atlantic City specifically that's struggling. A lot of the high-rise buildings and stuff are just dead right now.
Have you guys ever been to Tony the Soprano household where they filmed it, or the Bing?
No, but you can see it from the islands. Yeah, you can absolutely see it over the water. So there's some good like overlook spots in Jersey where you can see at least one of the houses from the Sopranos. You've never done that?
Never knew that. Never even knew that.
Yep.
And I would say that's less quirky than like doing like a Breaking Bad thing, because let's face it, the Breaking Bad intro is just like the guitar twang and like the dust and everything or whatever. Like the Sopranos intro was like iconic for like the late 90s. It says, "Woke up this morning. Yeah, I'm going through a toll booth. Yeah, I'm gonna start some crime, and I'm gonna deal with Anthony being all judgmental towards my attitudes. Got yourself a gun."
My dad was watching that while we were home.
And that's been a big rewatch. I mean, let's face it, a lot of people have that in their top 5 shows of all time. It was that perfect blend of ridiculous, super serious action mixed with like family interaction that Tony had and everything. Speaking of Breaking Bad, Sopranos was the first show that kind of had you rooting for the bad guy in it.
Yes, no doubt, and that's a show that you love to rewatch. Like if you do it like 5-6 years later too, like not just like right away, it's like you're watching the whole thing again.
I'm due for watch. I like wasn't yet an adult really first time through.
I'm in.
We'll add that to the quarantine list.
All right, what's been on your guys' quarantine list? I'm sorry, I know we were talking about no screens, but have you guys been knocking out any shows or programs?
Yes. So we both have a lot of like really different interests, so we've been kind of sharing in some things. This is gonna make me sound super lame and boring, but Netflix has this documentary called Babies. It's all about like the science of their first year of life that I find fascinating. So I'm watching
that's pretty pertinent. So can't blame you.
Andrew is really into World War II history, so we are doing a rewatch of Band of Brothers on HBO Go.
Phenomenal.
Wow. Yep. Shout out Winters.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, the man.
Yes. we've got to finish Silicon Valley before that leaves HBO Go by the end of the month.
No, it's not leaving HBO Go. The HBO Go account that we've been jacking for 5 years is finally leaving us.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly, Jack.
We can cut this.
Yeah.
Keyword.
Yeah. Subscribing to the subscription you get. Yeah, of course. No one can blame you.
Our wallets is what I was saying.
Yes.
I mean, to be honest, the one thing that's taking my breath away right now is young Matthew now on the screen. For all you viewers at home, you tuned in hoping that you would get a view of one of the most beautiful faces in Western New York, and there it is. And he's showing off the hips. Look at that. Is that a genetically perfect face?
Look at the eyelashes.
Not biased or anything, but it might just.
Because it's mostly your face.
Well.
It's genetic eyelashes.
And he's going after the 8+, and he's going near the power board area, and he puts it down, and he's going to move on. Very proud of the young man, not getting locked down with one thing. He's about to drop the anchor. Looks like a coaster, maybe for the Baglinis, but he's about to set sail on it. He's going to take a bite, and he doesn't like the way it tastes.
We need you play-by-playing his whole life.
How many pairs of dinosaur jammies are we rocking? I think that's the real question.
We'll get like 3.
A few. Yeah.
It's mostly dinosaurs, nautical things, and Bill stuff. I think,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like you have that 0 to 5 window. It's like dinosaurs, trains, and bills. Perfect. I think that's the blend.
You just took this bib off.
That's beautiful.
Love it. Just a focused young man. Honestly, I wish I could zero in like he does.
He's a man with a plan.
So, Erica, how about favorite snack of quarantine? Andrew, you can chime in too.
Okay. I love classic tortilla chips and salsa. That was a big go-to in college and still is a go-to snack for me, especially late at night. I love sun chips, specifically garden salsa and original. And I have a major sweet tooth, so Andrew might tell you lots of ice cream.
There you go.
Lots.
Any favorite flavors?
All of them.
Okay. My $1 billion idea, and I mean I don't own the copyright to it, so you can steal it out there. Chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream, but instead of vanilla around everything, you make it chocolate.
Wow.
That might already exist.
It does exist at a 4-store chain in Texas, but I'm pretty sure based on how the country works, whatever they're doing in Texas doesn't affect what's going on in New York.
You've done your research, man.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I mean, chocolate chip cookie dough.
I think it's an excellent idea.
This chocolate never.
Love it.
Erica does this weird thing where whenever she's eating, it's either Oreos or those Keebler elf cookies with the fudge in the middle. She eats only the middle and one side of the cookie. So she'll take the Oreo part and eat the filling and one wafer and then just chuck the other one away. And I'm like, it's wasteful. It's wasteful.
Wow. He had to chime in. And so what are some of Matthew's favorite snacks?
That was amazing.
These, which we were using to try and keep him in a good mood. They're
Okay,
puffs.
So what those are to me right away, when I see that, someone ate Dorito 3Ds back in the day, and they're like, you know what? These would be perfect for a baby.
Yes, exactly.
That's the thing about these $1 billion ideas. Sometimes you could take another $1 billion idea and just tweak it a little bit and get your own.
That's what I got to do.
There's a lot of room out there for that, but yeah. So anything. I mean, you guys get a lot of. Oh, and by the way, speaking of favorite snacks, sun chips and tortilla chips, Erica, those are good because you can gorge on those and they're not too crushing. I did have a Red Baron pizza relapse early.
That's my favorite.
Early in quarantine, I've had to go down to one a week, to wean off. I was going about 4 to 5 a day, and we lost them. Matthew cut it off, but Matthew's back. But what gets me every time, and what might be my kryptonite, the salt and vinegars.
I don't think liking those. I used to not be a fan of the salt and vinegar. My sophisticated tastes now enjoy them.
Can't eat them. Respect.
Yeah, Stephon Diggs just tweeted that. Salt and vinegar or Flamin' Hot Cheetos?
Flamin' Hots, I'll take.
Those are both like on the fringe, though. Those are like hardcore flavors, definitely.
Yes.
You won't have to eat salt and vinegar chips. There we go. That's better. Can I tell them about the other weird thing you do?
If you have to.
Just the one.
Just the one. So, well, it's two. So while we're on the topic of snacks, Erica swallows M&M's whole. Bye. Isn't that weird?
So like, so do you not like get the inside of the M&M? Like, what's the difference between a regular M&M and a peanut M&M then?
Okay. I don't do it all the time.
You do it all
I don't
the
do it
time.
all. It's not every M&M. Okay.
This is breaking. This is
breaking. Intern, get on this. Get a headline ready.
I'm like, this is gonna just sound so weird.
Especially when it's taken out of context later. Go ahead.
Especially taken out of context. I like how it feels going down my throat.
I'm really just wondering because if you
Oh.
don't chew an M&M, a plain, a peanut, a crispy.
It's not. It's. What do you think when you don't chew something?
I think a peanut M&M would be too big, which that sounds bad too.
Oh,
Okay. Well, you know, I guess
swing and a miss, strike two.
Just sit the next couple plays out.
It's only regular M&Ms. It's only sometimes.
Okay. All right.
Not
So what do you do with Skittles? M&Ms and Skittles are like, you know, like the same. You chew Skittles?
The occasional Skittle, yes.
Okay. By the way, if you ever want to play a prank on somebody, get a bowl of Reese's Pieces, M&Ms, and Skittles and mix them all together and just leave them out in a public spot.
So I actually did that one time in college. I was
Did you?
So I was in a play.
Yeah.
And in one of the scenes, one of the other people, we just had a bowl of M&Ms. And they would just eat a couple M&Ms. And one night we mixed
You did this
M&Ms
during the show?
during the show. We mixed M&Ms and Skittles, and they held it together. But it was pretty funny just to see their initial reaction popping a handful of those.
Oh my gosh. I've never heard that one.
Yeah.
See, that's the sign of a great relationship. Again, not only are you teaching each other, you're learning something new, you're taking each other on a journey together. It's not just young Matthew. I mean, let's face it, Al, you've got your boo.
Yeah.
I'm here in my quarantine lonesome. What the hell's going on?
You have Phil.
What are the keys to a healthy relationship? We gotta figure this out.
You live with someone you love.
Yeah, I do love Phil, but Phil is too hairy to marry. Okay, and I always told myself I'd find that special someone. Eventually, I'd find that special someone, you know, to get jiggy with it, the Jada Pinkett to my Will Smith. But now I'm not so sure that that's even what I want. I thought I was going to be a Fresh Prince on the wild, wild west side of Buffalo, but no, I'm not getting in an entanglement.
I'm sure it'll get out at a tailgate 3 years from now when we win the playoff game and things are back to normal, and she'll just stick out to you from across the parking lot, Zach. That's how it'll happen.
We might have something cooking in the
That's
DMs.
breaking. That's another breaking news right there. Wait, you have something in the DMs right now?
I'm hoping.
Oh, I thought you said you were talking to a mammy or something right now.
We're cooking. We're cooking.
We're cooking. Okay. I don't even know where to go next.
I did do the slide move. I will say that I did the slide move where instead of saying like "hey" or "sup," I just typed "slide" all caps with like 7 eyes in the middle.
They're just like being up about
It's a good break. It's a good break the ice. Like this isn't like I'm reaching out like as a person. Like slide.
I like it.
I think it's good. Let's be upfront with each other in 2020. Let's cut around the ball. Let's start being straight shooters.
The world
100%.
would be better if everyone did
I
that.
could not agree more. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Shoot your shot.
All right. Next topic. Gotta bring this up. I gotta talk about Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7. Erica, Andrew, who do you hate more, Channel 2 or Channel 7?
Yeah, seriously.
There needs to be news rivalries again.
We'll start them. We're gonna continue to strike a match, and I don't care how many matches don't like. We're gonna keep striking them.
Yeah, I'm sick of hearing, oh, we're all friends.
Oh, can't wait to go out to Sunday Fun Day with @WGRZ so and so.
Yeah, like, let's chill with Pat Hammer. Like, no. Like,
Oh, look who I'm out on the golf course with.
Yeah,
This person who I'm going head to head with during sweeps.
I like that you know what sweeps is. It's true though.
It is. You guys are all working. And this is why we've realized there's just so few people who are doing the same job that you folks are doing.
It's like it's
relatable. You have the same things to talk about. You're seeing each other's events. There are some reporters out there who will be, I see so and so more than I see my family. Of course, everyone says it for sure.
But like very much an empathy thing. You can vent about the same BS. There are only so many people who get out of work at 11:30 at night who are willing to like start going out or have a late dinner then. And you just kind of get each other,
Give me the Snooty Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it, everyone's dealing with those managing directors, everyone's dealing with deadlines, except Trainwreck Sports. Whenever we're at a press conference, I always go to the other reporters. I always say it like it's a nice thing, but it's kind of like a needle. I'm like, oh, I'm not on deadline. If you need to go, go ahead. I have no deadline. I can do this whenever. I could go live stream on TikTok in 2 hours. Nobody cares.
And that's awesome.
That's a pretty good barb.
I wish we had
real good barb.
some leniency like that sometimes. Life would be a lot easier, and Andrew might have less gray hairs.
Maybe a few.
Well, you might get. I mean, obviously, with sports coming back, that's one of the things that does cause a little bit of flexibility and kind of mashes with the schedule a little bit, right? Because sometimes things run into the 10 o'clock windows.
When there's sports takes a front seat. Whether it's news on the weekend because the Sabres and Bills did this, that, or the other thing, or just because we do our programming on CBS the network. If whatever college football games or NFL games go late. Yeah, that bleeds into the newscast, and that takes priority during major sporting events.
It's always fun to watch when it's a Sunday night football game that's going into overtime, and we're in a couple Facebook groups of newscasters across the country, and everyone's just all right, here's the overtime thread. Who else is waiting for?
Yeah, on Sunday nights, it's NBC people.
Yeah.
On Saturday nights, especially during basketball season, it's a lot of CBS people.
Yeah.
Most definitely, sheesh.
Yeah, it's hard to.
I think we'll be glad to have that back, though. Things have got a little monotonous on the broadcast front, and I mean, I think even non-sports enthusiasts are kind of glad to have it back. Not to speak for all of them.
Well, look, even if it's not going to be the season we all know and would like, we've got NASCAR and golf forging the way. I think single-player sports have definitely found a way to do things. It's nice to see the team sports working on it. And we'll see what happens.
I'm very cautiously optimistic. I'm not going to let myself get too excited, but I'm very cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
I let myself get a little too excited late May. I really did. I'm not going to lie. I let my guard down. And I will not let my guard down again until people are willingly walking up to me and letting me put the microphone in their face again.
Right.
I am not letting my guard down, Al.
My mentality about sports right now is I'll believe it when I see it.
Ooh.
What a lot of people say about the weather.
Seriously, I was going to say a gambling man. Talk about a hot streak on this weather, baby.
So, Andrew, who would you rather beat in a forecast or see mess up? Pat Hammer or Aaron Mankowski? And you cannot say, you can't answer this. You have to answer.
Can you imagine just drops 86 and it's 62? Oh my gosh.
Who do you hope blew it?
I don't know. I think both those guys are fantastic. Super.
I was like,
That said,
I was looking for some drama.
does it have to be between the two of them?
No, you're right. If there's somebody else you want to see suffer, really lose a forecast, who is it?
Maybe Don Paul during one of his celeb shots.
No, it's awesome to have him back.
I'm trying to read your mind is what I'm trying to do.
I'm trying to search for a way out of this without incriminating myself.
I'll give you a way out of it since Alpe has. I will say that was awesome because you were like a dog between two bulls. You were just not going to go for one. You were stuck, and I do appreciate that you guys have. So here's a question I will have for you. Speaking of being obviously, in the weather room at WIVB. I mean, how often are you guys consulting on stuff with people who aren't in the office? Are you guys ever talking to each other like, hey, I'm seeing this on the Doppler. Like, but what do you think? Is this going to be a steady, is this going to be a contained thing, or what's it going to be? That storm, what was it, on Sunday, was insane.
Yeah, no, I was kind of watching that from afar. I mean, we were on vacation, obviously, but no, that was insane. We had a few insane storms this past week. That's my favorite, is when we're able to be together to consult. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't happen enough that I like, because, of how many hours of news and how much work there is to do. Usually we're kind of like, running around opposite directions doing, both incredibly busy. But when we do have chances, it happens more in the winter, though. We get to consult, with like snow forecasts and how much we think where it's going to be hitting the hardest. It really helps to be able to talk that out. And it's kind of fun too.
So, what you say?
I think Eric's getting charging cable because her phone's dying.
Oh no! What did Matthew do? Was he streaming Paw Patrol?
That's exactly what was happening. Actually, what's on right now? Some kind of PBS kids.
Looks like Hero Elementary. Hero Elementary.
But yeah, were you plugging PBS?
Yeah.
All we watch now is PBS Kids.
On the PBS streaming, the only show that I can think of, honestly, when I think of PBS, is Arthur. That was the only show that fits me. And now in 2020, the only thing I can think of is the meme of where, like, when someone wants to say they're not listening to something, they show the Arthur with the headphones on, because Arthur had the things on top, so he's got the headphones on, but he's got the ears on top. It's like great. Oh, and the clenched fist. Arthur clenched fist was like,
Yes.
like that's you want to fight somebody. Yeah, like think about like when they were making that, the impact that would have, like, what, 20, 25 years later? I mean, we don't know. Right now, maybe people are just like funneling chocolate chip cookie dough, like, because that's the new thing to do.
Arthur doesn't get old. Have you guys ever watched compilations of Savage DW? It's actually super funny.
Savage DW, no, tell me about it.
She's pretty savage.
So that's Arthur's younger sister, and she's just like always sarcastic and getting in the way of things. And people have actually put together compilations of her most savage moments. And like, it doesn't matter that this was a '90s show; it's still savage and hilarious today.
Yeah, no, there is that edge to '90s shows where it was almost like some of the writers were like, "What could we get away with?" Like that were sneaking on. What is going on? Is this is seriously like royalty for young Matthew?
We're trying to keep him content.
Oh my gosh. All right, Al, let's keep him content. Let's hit it down the stretch run here.
The teamwork's incredible. The people are asking, when are they going to see you two together again on the news, back together, same time? Obviously, it could be a while. It's quarantine, baby Matthew, but is there a chance? Can the fans see this again?
We ask ourselves the same question, I think.
I wish I could answer for that for you guys. It's what people want to see. It's what we want to do and see. We, a while back, tried to propose some things that would make that work. It didn't quite work out based on staffing and schedules at the time. So we're trying to stay hopeful that can happen again, because that was just ideal. I feel like people enjoyed us. We enjoyed them. We enjoyed the shows. I think we have good stuff.
We'll make it work.
Make a good team.
At some point.
Now all we got to do is raise Matthew to be a sportscaster, and then we could just launch our own TV station.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey,
B&B TV.
It's a long game.
Exactly.
Seriously, that is incredible. But yeah, you guys are like that wrestling tag team that, win a ride. You guys both are in the solo game right now. The fans are clamoring. As Alan Bergman would say, inquiring minds want to know when Baglini and Brecker will be back together. And we can't wait for that, for sure. But obviously, as we see on the screen here, and as it should be in life, young Matthew is the priority.
Yes, exactly.
But whenever we do get back together, I do want it to be like one of those WWE entrances where nobody sees it coming, and suddenly
Can you do that? Can you meme it? Whose music is going to hit? Who's going to be in the studio already? And then someone's, by God, they're not supposed to be here.
Don Postal's going nuts.
Don would go nuts too.
Jackie Walker just playing the Vince McMahon like shocked roll.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Please do that for us.
Josh Reed trust falling. One of the last things we definitely wanted to bring up with you guys while you're on here is what you guys did when it comes to video games. The COVID response fund. I saw, what was it, $540 in 2.5 hours?
By the next morning, because collections stayed open, we actually made over 600 in donations for the United Way's COVID response fund. So that was pretty awesome. Western New York really came.
Yeah. I would love to do another one at some point, maybe, because it's just fun for us, and we're trying to think of any way that we could use, I guess, our platform to just try to help. At all. And
we have social media reach. We know people are stuck inside, so we did that for charity, and then we also did the Corona chats, which we did right here with the blackboard as the background, where we did, some live streams a couple nights a week just to chat with people, and because people were lonely at home, and they'd come on and ask us questions. How are things going? Maybe they want some clarification on news things. Andrew would pull out the guitar because he is a Renaissance man who is also very musically inclined. So we really, between the game stream and the Corona chats, just really tried to do something to help. One wasn't a financial way to help the nonprofits that are suffering, and the other was to just kind of be people to talk to for those who were stuck at home. And, felt good to do that. It definitely felt good to do that.
Oh, if I was the managing director at WIVB, it would be raises aplenty in the Bagley background. So building that social media outreach, doing good in the community, checking all of it. Love to see it. And you guys are all about that. I mean, that's how we originally met. We'll take a quick trip back down memory lane real quick. We're running around. First off, at the Poncho Power Bags Day, that was one of the most nervous days in my life because I get there and I'm all excited. I'm all excited to help out, but I wore open-toe sandals. So then there was some managing director, this female. She goes, oh, I'm gonna take you and I'm gonna put you through the grinder. So then what they were doing was they were packing the poncho bags up 500 packs and then moving them onto a pallet. And then I had to move the pallet with the other guy. So
you got the heavy loaders.
Yep. So pulled a really pro move. I did 2 pallets with this guy, and I just made myself so in his way that he was like, "Just get the hell out of here." And then basically I was like a waiter / lightning stand-up guy at each station. I would go to a table where 12 people were working. I would tell 2 or 3 jokes, one would hit, and then I would get out, George Costanza style.
George Costanza, yeah.
We met so many nice people that day. In addition to seeing you guys, we ended up at a assembly line packing table with all these people who joined a team that in some way or another were acquainted with Del Reed. I ended up getting to pack next to Lorenzo Alexander, which was awesome. And it was just, we talked about the streams, we talked about ponchos. It was so cool.
Yeah.
How everybody felt compelled to come out and do that. It was awesome.
That's Western New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe how fast we moved and how much we did in that amount of time. Right? I remember we were filling up those sweet aisles with just bag after bag after bag, and then moving them to another section. It was just I've never done that much.
It was well-oiled.
Amount of time.
It was incredible how fast-paced everyone was working. There was a funny time where Erica was mentioning for a little bit she was right next to Lorenzo Alexander, who everything that man does, he gives 110%. And he was slinging binders into backpacks like crazy, and he started helping your pile because you couldn't keep up.
Okay, I'm next to him, which means I get his piece next. I'm falling behind. I'm sweating. I'm 5 months pregnant. I'm like, I'm going to look bad next to this NFL legend. Yeah, he did. He started just taking my stuff and doing
it for you. It's like,
I felt like such an idiot.
And just to be clear, we're not talking about an average human, like you said. NFL legend Lorenzo Alexander. That's like having like one of those boxing bags. Those are his biceps. So they're both just basically coming. You could easily get crushed by one of those. Anybody could. When I was standing next to him at training camp, I was literally fainting next to him. But yeah, incredible day meeting you guys there. And then forwarding real quick just with the COVID stream, because we got to shoehorn this in. Our guy, I'm watching, Andrew give it his all in this Mario game. By the way, no wonder Andrew wants to do another one. 2.5 hours, that's light work. We're talking about the 24-hour man himself over there. But,
right.
Just I'm checking the chat, and you're getting hazed by our guy, David, the mercenary. He's like, oh, have you never played this game before? When I guess like it's like one of your favorite games. Like I thought you guys were great. I was like Chris Jenner, like rooting you on, like you're doing such a great job, sweetie. Like, but he was like hazing you guys.
It's like one of those things we bonded over when we met and like talked about childhoods and stuff.
Yeah.
We both grew up playing Super Nintendo and both loved like Mario Brothers and Super Mario World and all that. So it seemed like, especially because I don't do like today's video games, I don't do PC gaming or 3D first-person shooter, whatever.
PC Master Race.
So a nice 1994 2D game sounded perfect for me to participate with.
Now, she's actually a little bit better than I am at Super Mario World. That's her game. I think it's every other game I'm better at, but that one, I think you have the edge.
That's all I play, so you gotta get good.
But David, a good way to
Sounds
describe it.
good. It's like if Tiger only played at Augusta, Al. He'd be the king.
There you go.
He'd be under 10-1 every time.
Seriously, that was awesome.
So is it time for some shout-outs?
Think it is.
Yeah, so either the Baglinis and Baby Matthew can get it going, or Maniac can start it off.
I want to shout out. I'll wait. Typically, we let the guests go first, but are you okay with me jumping you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, shout out the B&B fam, as well as Matthew and their agent, probably Matthew's agent, like at this point, with the way that he's trending. But it's a big shout out to them for coming on. And speaking of keeping it in the network and the community, a story that a lot of people have been following, Owen Parker, Chris Parker, the Bulldog's son, drafted today by the New Mexico Ice Wolves. So shout out to them. They're New Mexico Ice Wolves now. Sounds pretty scary. New Mexico Ice Wolves. That's intimidating.
Cool name. I like that.
I'll think of ice when I think of New Mexico.
Seriously, like if you're in New Mexico walking around and you see like a blue like with the like icicles hanging from his chin like wolf, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, hate to bring it up, but Just Dishin talks about it all the time, and Arizona State hockey. Think about being a freshman or a senior in high school, and you have a chance to play hockey at Arizona State in that weather. Right?
Not bad, not bad. I mean, sounds like you like Arizona State for once in there.
I mean, summer year round for a chance to go to school and potentially get a scholarship for 4 years. It's tough to turn down, especially if you're from the Northeast.
Definitely. Okay, buddy.
All right, Eric, are we starting with you? Shout out.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he's good.
He's good.
He's good.
Who else?
Shout out to Apple for making the iPhone, child-proof, basically. I mean, look at that. Baby-proof, I guess is the
Little
term.
Pixel, actually.
All right, calm down.
This jabroni's got a Google Pixel. I'm on the iPhone.
Wow, jabroni. Sorry,
I was gonna say-
Mr. Green Bubble.
That thing looks massive.
It's pretty big. I'll give a shout out to David for always putting us on blast and having an arsenal of gifts of us that he sends out to the entire world. What? I plugged it in.
No. Oh, wait. Time for that?
Yeah,
We're going back? We're
what
going back?
happened? I plugged it in.
Oh, it's
there we
probably...
go.
All right.
Phones. Right.
Oh,
Shout
man.
out to your phone.
Baby Matthew, you're up next.
Matthew.
Shout out to Chalkboard.
Baby Matthew. Baby Matthew.
There you go. Shout out to PBS Kids and the creators of the great show Egg Plus Cat. That's my favorite show.
Yes.
That's for Matthew and me.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, yeah, my two shout-outs. One has to be that background. We've never had guests so far that have had that good of a background with the full train. It looks like it's speeding ahead. It's not stopping.
That's
Still going,
epic. Never stopping.
never stopping, still going straight through. And then shout out to what looks like, knock on wood, American sports finally coming around. They've stuck to these dates. It looks like when it comes to testing people, it's been very successful so far. And people seem like they're staying safe, wearing a mask, staying in the bubble. So I'm excited. Baseball, we are less than 48 hours away now from Yankees Nationals and then Dodgers Giants Thursday Night Baseball. So really excited to see sports back.
Really excited for that.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I cannot wait for the men in the tight pants to be back. No doubt about it, Al. Real quick on your shout out, Andrew. Wait, you guys have both been watching a lot of PBS. They still got the busy world of Richard Scarry.
No.
I haven't seen that one.
I
Okay,
love
that's an OG. That's an OG in the game.
I had books. Yep, you're absolutely right, man. They don't have that one anymore.
But
Sadly.
shout out to these OGs, the Penn State grads, making it happen in Buffalo. Thank you both for coming on again. Really appreciate you.
Thank you. Honestly, this was awesome. I love what you guys do. It was a lot of fun. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. We know you got to run. Baby Matthew, good night now.